With a win today, Astros fans will be dancing to consecutive series wins. Bust out all the tricks. Astros and Dodgers are next on Fox Sports Houston.
Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Today it's the rubber game of this three-game series. Who will win the series, the Houston Astros or the Los Angeles Dodgers? Good afternoon, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. The Dodgers held on to win last night 5-4 after the Astros took a thriller in Game 1 of the series, J.D.
So a chance to win a consecutive series after taking two of three over the weekend in Toronto. The pitching matchup features the veteran left-hander Ted Lilly for the Dodgers against the young right-hander Anury Rodriguez for the Astros. Lilly's been very good against the Astros in his career. In 13 starts, he's 7-2 with a .236. Rodriguez, 5 innings in his first 3 starts, and I thought he threw the ball well last time out. 5 1/3, allowed a couple of runs, but showed maturity pitching out of a couple of tough jams.
Coming up from Minute Maid Park, Hunter Pence is now tied for the RBI top spot in the National League. The Astros hoping he stays hot today against Lilly and the Dodgers.
Car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. It's the Dodgers and the Astros from Minute Maid Park, Game 3 of the series. The Astros are on the field. Rodriguez taking some warm-up pitches, and all warmed up in the booth. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays.
Thank you very much, Greg Lucas. Final game of this series. There's a brand new one starting Friday night when Arizona comes to Houston. Diamondbacks will be moving in for a 3-game set. Here's the starting lineup now for Don Mattingly's Dodgers. Rafael Furcal leads off at shortstop. He's followed by second baseman Jamie Carroll with a .311 batting average. James Loney of Houston bats third, playing first base. The cleanup man is Matt Kemp in center field with Jay Gibbons in right, Deoner Navarro the catcher, Jerry Sands in left field, hit the big grand slam last night. Aaron Miles at third base, Ted Lilly is the pitcher.
Uri Rodriguez for the Astros this afternoon, and you see the numbers on him. He made 9 appearances out of the bullpen before moving into the rotation for the season. He's 0-2 with a .572 ERA. He's got a fastball, curveball, and a straight change. 23 years of age. As he tries to establish himself here in the big leagues. Defensively, it's Lee Bourne and Pence in the outfield. Chris Johnson, Angel Sanchez on the left side. Bill Hall, Brett Wallace on the right. J.R. Tolles, he's the designated Rodriguez catcher. He's in there today.
And here is the first pitch. It's ball 1 to Furcal. Furcal at 150 with no homers, 2 runs batted in, trying to get things going after a broken left thumb. Caused his season to start very late. That one for home plate umpire Jeff Nelson is ball 2, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Anyway, Rodriguez making major league start number 5, looks for his first win. Came out of the bullpen. Now it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. He showed that progress, pitching well at Toronto Friday, giving up 2 runs in 5 1/3 innings. He got no decision. The Astros won it late, 5-2.
Yeah, it's going to sound silly, but I think he was better in that game than he was in that first start where he went 5 shutout and allowed just 1 hit. I thought in that first start he got away with a lot of mistakes, and he pitched in that last game. Good change-ups.
Fly ball to shallow left field. Angel Sanchez gives way to Carlos Lee. Yeah, he really did. He mixed things together last time out.
Worked out of a couple of tough jams. His first couple of starts, and a lot of it may have been adrenaline. He just seemed to be pumping one fastball after another. Much better mix of stuff last time out.
Jamie Carroll comes up now, and he is one of the best hitters on the Dodgers in the early going. .311 batting average with 4 runs batted in. Has a .371 on base average. Good selection for the number 2 spot in the lineup. There's strike 1 to Carroll. Carroll in last night's game was 0 for 3 with a walk. That snapped his 5-game hitting streak. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Dodgers have lost 8 of their last 11. They are 6 games under 500. 22-28 is their record, and they're 6.5 games off the lead pace in the NL West. That's a strike, and it's 1-2. Giants are in front by 3. Colorado had that doubleheader yesterday, and in the process of playing 2, lost the lefty Jorge De La Rosa. He'll have Tommy John surgery. Bitter blow to the Rockies at this stage of the season. Arizona's been hanging in well.
Arizona's been playing good baseball of late. We'll see them over the weekend.
D-backs have won 8 of their last 10. That's hit up the right field line. Hunter Pence charging across that line into foul ground, but it's out of play for him. Not for him, though. Good early catch in this game. Still 2-2.
Yeah, you got to be ready early today. Early ball game. He's already a 62-ounce beer down there. Look at the size of that can.
Humongous. James Loney's on deck. And that's another foul ball by Carroll. And this is the type of hitter Jamie is. He could spoil a pitch there on the outside edge of the plate.
And he swings and misses less than just about any other hitter in the league. He's just a contact guy. He doesn't hit for power. He's got 12 career home runs, and about 2,700 at bats. So you're not worried about him hitting the ball over your head very often, but it does give you a good tough AB.
Carroll's 18th in on-base average in the National League right now. Fastball challenges him and he fouls it. A pretty good workout here for Aneoye Rodriguez on all of his pitches against Carroll. He's getting everything out in the open here in the first inning.
Yeah, and then, you know, again, Carroll not being a power guy, you don't want to try to get too fine here. Sometimes in an extended at bat, you try to overthrow or you try to paint to finish him off. You just don't want to walk him, force him to hit.
He hits it out to right center where Michael Bourne is waiting. 2 outs.
Carroll's walked with 2 outs and nobody on in the third inning. Started that 4-run uprising for the Dodgers in the third yesterday. It's one I'm sure Jay Happ would love to have back.
That's right. He got the first 2 guys and walk, single, error, and grand slam. James Loney, 242 with a homer, has 14 runs batted in, but he's on a 10-game hitting streak now.
And as Kevin pointed it out, when a team hits a grand slam, they win 88% of the time.
That's true. That's ball 1 to Loney. Loney, during his 10-game streak, hasn't exactly been piling up the hits. 12 for 37. Not really thumping the ball, but nonetheless getting good results. 1 ball, 1 strike, and he's a .340 career hitter here at Minute Maid Park. 2 homers and 11 runs batted in 16 games in this ballpark. Close to home for James.
Pretty much challenging to come in on him right on top of home plate.
That's what they want to do, and it's too far in.
When a guy gets that close to the plate, if you shoot for the outside corner, that's kind of like the middle of the plate for any other hitter. So you got to do your work inside.
Again, it's in. Loney works the count to 3-1.
Yeah, and for most right-handed pitchers, that glove side fastball tougher to command, and that's the advantage Loney has. You're trying to pitch him in, but it's tougher to command that side of the plate. Pitch had one of those balls in there.
Loney draws a 2-out walk. 12 walks for Rodriguez now in 29 innings this year. And the Rule 5 draft choice from Tampa Bay goes behind the mound before facing Matt Kemp. Kemp is off to quite a starting pace this year. On a pace to have a 40-40 year. 308 batting average, 11 homers, 33 runs batted in, lofty 924 OPS, and he has stolen 13 bases. He takes the first pitch breaking ball. There's ball 1 to Kemp. Kemp, though, in this series, after the home run Monday night, has gone hitless in his next 7 at bats. Swings at that one for a strike, and it's 1-1. Astros will make 2 trips to Los Angeles. This is the only remaining game here between these 2 clubs. Dodgers will go home after this game, and it's a day off for the Astros tomorrow. Runner going. Throw from Tolles drifts and goes into center field past Bill Hall. No further advance. Stolen base for Loney. He's 2 for 2 this year in steals.
I think having to reach for that ball the way JR did took him out of balance a little bit, and then never really got squared up to make that throw, and it sailed on him. No further advance for Loney. Took him a second to find the ball. JR kind of out of kilter there as he tried to hurry into position to make that throw.
He's thrown out 1 of 18 now this year. Loney at second with a 2-1 count on Kemp. Now 2-2 to Kemp.
This is what Rodriguez did in that start in Toronto. Breaking stuff was much better. Threw some good changeup. Threw a dandy of a changeup to Bautista.
Nice stop there by Tolles. It's a full count on Kemp with Gibbons on deck. Kemp leads the Dodgers in walks with 23. He gets a lot of respect. 24 pitches in this first inning.
You know, Gibbons has been swinging the bat well in this series. So this is a situation where even though you have a base open, I mean, you're not going to pump one down the middle here. You wouldn't approach Kemp like you do Jamie Carroll on 3-2, but you're still going to try to make a pitch to get him out. You're not just going to throw pitch well off the plate and hope he chases. I wouldn't anyway. I'd try to end this thing right here.
He does end it with a strikeout. No runs, no hits. A man stranded. Kemp hangs the helmet down, and there's a 0 for an AOA Rodriguez. For Brad Mills as the Astros come up in the bottom of the first inning with Michael Bourne leading it off in center field. Angel Sanchez at shortstop. Hunter Pence in right field. Carlos Lee in left. Chris Johnson at third base. Brett Wallace at first. Bill Hall at second base. J.R. Tolles the catcher. Anewi Rodriguez on the mound for Houston. And it's an Astros nemesis, Ted Lilly on the hill.
Yeah, Lilly 7-2 in his career against the Astros. This season he's 3-4 with a 4.71 ERA through 10 starts. But been a very reliable, very durable starting pitcher over the years. 8 consecutive years of 10 wins or more for this left-hander. A lot of fly balls, and Sands, Kemp, and Gibbons are charged with running those down. Miles for call. Carroll Loney will take care of the infield. Yonder Navarro.
Oh, high drive by Michael Bourne, deep to right field. Gibbons going back. Michael Bourne has led off the Astros first with a home run, number 1 of the year. On the first pitch to him, it is 1-0 Houston.
How about that? Cut off the jam. Tremendously efficient offense for the Astros today. 1 pitch, 1 run. And I mentioned Lilly being a fly ball pitcher. He does give up his share of home runs. That's the 10th home run he's allowed now in 57 in the third innings. Counts just the same whether it clears by 1 row or 20.
First homer for Michael since August 25th of last year off Roy Halladay at Philadelphia. It had been 271 at bats until he got that high five from Dave Clark on a home run tour. That was ball 1 to Sanchez now. Angel takes, and it's a 2-ball no strike count to a 268 hitter. With 1 homer, 18 runs batted in. It gets the call at shortstop today. That got the crowd buzzing. Strike makes it 2-1. Well, Bourne put a charge into that first pitch by Lilly.
Sure. Save the legs till later.
Photo time. This fly ball out to right field. Will go to Gibbons' glove. Out number 1 for Lilly, who's pitched extremely well Against the Astros, 7-2 with a 2.36 ERA. He's been among the toughest pitchers to hit in the National League. Hits 0-7 with a 238 batting average against him. Hunter Pence on a 6-game hitting streak. Steps up with 37 runs batted in. That's tied for the top figure in the National League. And a 302 batting average for Hunter. Ground ball third. Miles is there. 2 outs as Lilly regroups after allowing his 10th home run of the year.
Fastball, slider, curveball, and a change. The right-handed hitters really likes to use that changeup. Change the eye level, go high fastball, then a good straight change down below the knees.
He got a no decision, but pitched well against the White Sox at U.S. Cellular on Friday. Carlos Lee, the batter. Lilly gave up 3 runs in 7 innings in that no decision Friday. El Caballo takes, and it's ball 1 to a 242 hitter with 4 bombs. He's driven in 25. Carlos had a 2-run single in last night's game. Looks at ball 2 there. 2 balls, no strikes. And it's 3-0 from the veteran Ted Lilly. Traded last year to the Dodgers from the Chicago Cubs.
These guys have seen a lot of each other. Carlos with 43 at bats in his career against Lilly. 11 knocks, 1 home run, a 256 batting average against Ted.
Ted's won 116 and lost 100 in his career. Now he has a full count. Last year Lilly was 10-12 for the Cubs and Dodgers. Worked 193 innings.
It's probably one of the winningest Teds in the history of baseball.
Up the middle and by Lilly's glove into center field. Lee has a single, hit number 2 of the inning. Just about like his 2-run single last night into center field. Chris Johnson is the batter, batting in the number 5 spot against the lefty Lilly. CJ has been hitting 6th recently with Brett Wallace 5th, but they have flip-flop positions against the lefty. 216 for Chris, 5 homers, 23 driven in. 0 for 7 in this series. Lilly gets strike 1. Astros have seen a lot of lefties in the early going this season. They are 8-7 in games started by left-handers. They've been really playing a bunch of close games the last couple of weeks.
Astros have hit 4 home runs all year against left-handed pitching. Make it 5 now, that one by Bourne. So that's pretty ironical.
First leadoff homer by an Astro since September 23rd of 08 for Michael Bourne. And it's also Bourne's first career leadoff homer. Foul back 1-2. Get that one off Edinson Volquez of the first inning trouble.
Yeah, that was Matsui.
Oh,
Matsui was the last guy to do it. Yeah. This was Michael's first ever.
Right. Yeah, the first leadoff homer for an Astro since Matsui. It's surprising that Michael hasn't hit a leadoff homer, even though he doesn't hit many. Wallace is on deck. That's out to center field. Kemp is backing on it. And it's 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. Here's one for him to preserve in the memory bank. First career leadoff homer, Michael Bourne. After 271 at bats, he goes deep to make it 1-0.
The Astros this Saturday for the first Faith and Family Night of 2011. The Astros host the Diamondbacks at 6:05, and after the game, fans can enjoy a free post-game concert with contemporary Christian artist Jeremy Camp. Now, tickets start at only $7, so visit Astros.com today.
Big weekend coming up with the D-backs in town. Kirk Gibson's club, as J.D. mentioned, has been surging lately. There's Astros owner Drayden McClain with John Sorrentino alongside, watching this day game here at Minute Maid Park. Another one Saturday and another one Sunday on this homestand. The Saturday start, no, it's a 6:05 start Saturday. That's right, J.D. There is ball one to Jay Gibbons. Sunday a 1:05 start. Friday at 7:05 it's Brett Myers and Daniel Hudson of the D-backs. Gibbons homered last night. It's a 2-ball no strike count. Game Saturday night will not be televised. That's Wandy Rodriguez and Zach Duke. Sunday, Bud Norris and Josh Colmenter do the pitching. It's a 2-ball 1-strike count to Gibbons. Gibbons selecting the pitch last night in the second inning from Jay Happ for that home run on a slider. Big cut there, and it's 2-2.
Had evil intentions with that swing as well. Got a little lift in the swing, takes a long swing, but stays in the strike zone with it. Drove in 100 for Baltimore back in 2003. Pretty productive hitter there.
Down on strikes. Gibbons has hit 3 homers in 6 career games at Minute Maid Park. That time, the fastball got by him upstairs at 92.
Finished off Kemp with a good heater in the first, and now he starts the second, just blowing this one by Gibbons.
Switch hitting catcher Deoner Navarro with the right hand injury to Rod Barajas. He's catching all 3 games in this series. 147, 1 homer, 1 run batted in for Navarro. There's a first pitch strike to him. We were saddened to hear about the death of former Royals left-hander Paul Splittorff, who's been a broadcaster for them for a long time.
Yeah, what a wonderful guy. We didn't know him well, but when we played Kansas City in the interleague, had a chance to sit down and talk with Paul, and really admired and respected by everybody we've come across that had gotten to know him in the American League, both as a player and a broadcaster. One fine left-hander back in the day for the Royals.
They'll be wearing a patch split on their uniforms for the rest of the year. He was 64. He was hospitalized May 16th for treatment of oral cancer and melanoma. Recently had returned home. Passed away of complications. He won 166 in his major league career with the Royals. Line foul, and he is their all-time leader for victories. That's a big loss.
I knew he'd missed a lot of time from broadcasting. If Frank White had stepped in, knew he was in poor health, but I had no idea it was that bad.
No. We were just there in Kansas City last year for interleague play. Upstairs, and it's 2-2.
Yeah,
he has that riding action.
Watch Navarro. He wasn't happy with that one up high like that. He's going to glare out at him. That's when you throw him another one. Not as high, but in.
It's 3-2 now to Navarro.
Can't let those hitters menace you. Don't be menacing me out here.
Navarro, 27 years old, is from Caracas, Venezuela. Began his career with the Yankees. This is his second stint with the Dodgers. Fouls that one out of play. Still a full count for Naoe Rodriguez. Getting a chance to join this Houston rotation. making his 5th start now with the changes in the rotation. Nelson Figueroa back at AAA, Oklahoma City. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's 3 strikeouts in a row.
Yeah, and you saw him shake a couple of pitches to get to that fastball, and it's quite possible that JR was just letting him go ahead and shake to try to get in Navarro's head a little bit, but looks like he's got a pretty good idea of what he's trying to accomplish here this afternoon. Dodgers, they better get into that coffee in the visiting clubhouse. A little tardy on that heater.
Jerry Sands hit a ball a long way last night for a grand slam, the first of his major league career, first for the Dodgers this season. 239 for Jerry, 2 homers. He's driven in 16. It was a historic grand slam. No balls, 2 strikes. First grand slam by an Astros opponent ever described by Patty Smith. Struck out the side. That's 4 strikeouts in a row for Rodriguez, and a 1-0 lead for Houston.
Of the Houston Rockets throughout the first pitch today. You did a nice job. Take us through it.
Honestly, I wasn't nervous until I started walking to the mound, and that might have been the longest walk of my life. But I think I threw a 60 mile per hour 4-seam fastball strike.
Yeah, and you know that because someone had a gun on it. You knew where to put your hand on 4 seams. What part of that is remotely true?
None.
Well, perfect. Well, we're taking a look at it right now, but I was standing there behind the plate with Tad talking about what you probably should do. I thought you should just run it in and dunk it. He thought you should just kind of go in and roll on the floor like your typical layup.
Honestly, I was thinking about throwing a bounce pass to Luis, but he wasn't out there, so I was like, you know what, I guess I just got to make this play by myself. Honestly, I was really nervous, but, I'm glad the Astros gave me an opportunity to come out here and, join them and throw the first pitch.
All right, well, we thoroughly enjoyed covering you and watching you all season long. Of course, you really took over and stepped up once Aaron departed especially. Just talk a little bit about, kind of what that season meant to you, what you're doing now here in the offseason.
It was big for me. It was a big stepping stone for me personally and as an individual growing into more of a complete player. I'm here, working on my game in the offseason, never satisfied with being, good. I want to be great. So I'm here working with the coaching staff, the training staff, lifting, running, conditioning, just preparing for a long season for next year.
Of course, I follow you on Twitter. I know you're watching all these games. Who you liking?
I'm I want to go with my Western Conference team in Dallas, but the Heat are playing extremely well right now with LeBron and Wade learning how to play off each other, and Bosh, just having those unbelievable games. I think they're the team to beat.
All right, well, nice job. Good job out there on the mound, and I'm going to put it down. I'm going to give you a 70 mile an hour.
70 mile, I'll take it any day. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Guys?
Thank you, Patty. If it goes to overtime, we'll count on Kyle to decide it.
Put him in a unique and pitch run and steal a base.
Good play by Carroll on Wallace leading off the inning, and then the line drive by Hall, the shortstop for Call. 2 outs for Lilly, and he faces a slumping J.R. Tolles down to 197 with 2 homers, 4 runs batted in, 1 for 33 this month. He is 0 for his last 32. Brad Ausmus went through an 0 for 40 stretch in 06. Lilly delivers ball 1.
Yeah, well, I wonder if it's gotten to the point where JR is getting rabbit's feet in the mail from fans like Pedro Serrano.
Line drive left field corner. 0 for 32 has been snapped. He's headed for second base with a 2-out double.
That's got to feel awfully good. 1 for the month of May. And he finally breaks that long drought. Yeah, go ahead and smile. Got to enjoy the good times while you can.
Maybe he'll be 10 for 10 now.
Ball cutting in on him a little bit, and that really plays to JR's strength. If you're going to go in on JR, you got to make sure you get it in on his knuckles.
It's double number 4 of the year for JR. He's on for Naomi Rodriguez. He fouls it back, strike 1, looking for his first major league hit. He's 0 for 4 with a sac bunt. Somebody made a play.
Nice try.
That's hit number 3 for the Astros. First for JR since May 4th. Michael Bourne's on deck. Now back and it snowballs 2 strikes. A .238 batting average since 07 against Ted Lilly. It was the 10th lowest mark in the big leagues in that time. And he's averaged 3.4 strikeouts per walk. That's the 4th lowest in the NL over that period. In the dirt, good stop by Navarro. 1-2.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who's tough to hit. He gets you to chase that high fastball, and he gets a lot of lazy fly balls. The home run is always an issue for him, being an extreme fly ball pitcher. That's why he's such a good fit in Dodger Stadium. There's room to make mistakes in that yard.
This one in the air, and the infielders left side go for it. Outfield for Call handles out number 3. No runs ahead, a man stranded. It's 1-0 Houston after 2.
them in, and the Astros won. Right now, they're leading 1-0 as we go back to Bill Brown and Jim DeShays.
Thank you, Greg. Weekday afternoon crowd watching this game. They saw a leadoff homer on the first pitch by Ted Lilly, hit by Michael Bourne. And Carlos Lee got a 2-out hit in the first. And after an excellent play up the middle on Wallace by Carroll and a line out by Hall, a Tolles double got Naomi Rodriguez to the plate. He is off to an excellent start to those 2 hitless innings, a walk and a career high 4 strikeouts already, 4 in a row now.
Got Kemp to finish the first, and then Gibbons, Navarro, and Sands there in the second. And Dodgers so far have been a little late to the party trying to catch up to his 4-seam fastball.
Aaron Miles, who was drafted by the Astros in '95 and then never did reach the big leagues with the Houston club, nonetheless has had a lot of staying power as a major leaguer. 284, no homers, 9 runs batted in for the 34-year-old native of Pittsburgh, California. Miles is 2 for 8 in this series. Looking at ball 1. Dodgers and Astros have played 120 times since 1995. They are 60-60 against each other. Fly ball over shortstop. Michael Bourne in left center. 1 down. Again, Andre Ethier is not in the Dodger lineup. He was banged up in the finale of that series at Chicago against the White Sox on Sunday. He has pinch hit in both these games. Ted Lilly is 0 for 8. Does not have a sacrifice bunt this year, so nothing but zeros for Ted Lilly as a hitter so far this season.
Not unusual for Ted. He's old school. He's a good old-fashioned old school pitch no hit guy. Lifetime 101 hitter.
It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count for Lilly. Fouls it back. Ted, 34 years old. Was drafted by Los Angeles in the 23rd round in '96. But before he could reach the big leagues, he was traded to Montreal. He came up in '99 with the Expos, and he became a Yankee, an Oakland A, Toronto Blue Jay, and a Chicago Cub. This is that one foul. 1-2 to Ted Lilly. Lilly went to Fresno City College. He's a California native from Bonita. Fouls that one back. He was a 17-game winner in 1908. 2008 with the Chicago Cubs. That would make him pretty old, wouldn't it?
He was a good veteran player, but goodness. Talk about staying power.
Yeah, that would be a lengthy career. Punches a line drive, caught by Sanchez. Down on a knee for out number 2.
Pretty good AB there for a 101 hitter.
It was. Made contact with 2 strikes, hit the ball hard, but right at the shortstop.
Hey, Donnie Ballgame's been working with him.
Do you?
I don't know. Just guessing. Don Mattingly's your manager. You're going to go to him for a little hitting advice.
True. Rafael Furcal leading off the game, worked the count to 3-1. Then he hit a fly ball to left. Red Sox are pounding the Indians at Cleveland 14-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Kind of bursting their bubble with all the home wins the Tribe has had early this season. There's strike 1.
7 spot in the first for the Red Sox. That'll pretty much ruin your day.
Yeah, it will.
Give up that.
It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. There were 24 teams within 5 games of first place of the wild card lead through Monday. The Indians, one of the few teams stretching out any kind of a lead in the early rush this season. They were the only team with a lead of more than 3.5 games on Monday. 1-2, so a pretty good even start throughout the majors in most of the divisions.
Seems like that's been the norm in recent years.
That's true, it has. Still 1-2 for Carroll with Carroll on deck.
Some people call it mediocrity. I prefer parity.
Sanchez to his right. Makes the play over to Wallace. And the Dodgers don't have a hit through the first 3. It's 1-0 Astro. Michael Barn, the leadoff man, known for scoring runs, scores his 32nd of the year when he drives in himself on the first pitch of the game by Ted Lilly. And it's a 1-0 lead provided by Michael. He comes around for the second time now in the third. Fouls it back there, strike one.
Well, he went right back upstairs with a fastball. Michael had another good hack at it. He's been hitting into a lot of hard outs this year, a lot of line drives at people, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to jump on one.
Michael hit 2 long balls last year. He's hit 12 in his career.
I didn't think that at all. I'm just goofing.
1-1. To the native Houstonian who went to Nimitz High School and the University of Houston. That is a big rarity.
Now drop down a bunt. Show your versatility.
It's 2-1. Astros drafted him in '99. He was going to Galveston College. And the University of Houston scouted him in a summer league and offered a scholarship. He wound up a Cougar and was drafted again in the 4th round in '03 by the Phillies before coming to the Astros in the Brad Lidge trade. Lilly gets a swing and a miss and a strikeout. That's number 1.
Just a little bit out in front of that off-speed breaking ball, a little slider just running to the outside corner.
Angel Sanchez hit a fly ball to right earlier. There's ball 1 to him. Astros would love to break this trend in the last 9 games of starting pitchers pitching well against them. Starters in the last 9 against the Astros have worked 61 innings and given up 17 earned runs. Last night they got 4 off Chad Billingsley. But it was 5-4 Dodgers on the final scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, had a big chance there in the 6th inning. They had bases loaded, nobody out, and they managed to score just the 1 run. That proved to be a huge inning in that game.
Really did. That's a liner over first up the right field line. Givens comes over to play it, holding him to a single. Sanchez 1 for 2 now, and he's on for Hunter Pence.
And Dodgers had him defended well, playing him the opposite way, so Gibbons able to cut that ball off before it could get to the corner, so no chance for Angel to get 2. Good swing of the bat, though. Solid line drive single. You'll see Gibbons already swung well over towards the right field line.
Pence is a 188 career hitter against Ted Lilly, who got him on a grounder to third on 1 pitch first time up. This one in the air to right field. Brings Gibbons over. Second baseman Carroll slants up the line and drops in for a hit. Sanchez to second on the pop fly single by Pence, giving him a 7-game hitting streak.
Prior to the pitch, Gibbons, the right fielder, moved back a step or 2. Probably figuring he, double's going to score Sanchez from first. He wanted to defend against that, so he had a long way to go. Never really did enter into the picture there. Ball was in the air a long time.
2 men on, and Carlos Lee bats with 1 out. He singled to center on a 3-2 count in the first inning. Turn towards second. Nobody was covering. Sanchez was bluffed back to the bag by Lilly's turn. Now time is called. Carroll has been jockeying around near second with the runner there, Sanchez.
You pull off 1 double steal and everybody gets nervous like you're going to do it again.
Certainly a key to the win Monday night for the Astros in the 9th inning. Carlos takes, and it's ball 1 to him. Clayton Kershaw started the opener for the Dodgers this year. The number 2 starter was Billingsley, worked last night. Now Ted Lilly started that 3rd game, so the Astros get the top 3 Dodger starters in this series. Turn to look back towards second.
It's interesting. They're really paying a lot of attention. Sanchez is not a base stealer.
Well, when he stole second as a part of that double steal with Bill Hall stealing 3rd Monday night, it was his 2nd of the year and as many tries. That's a strike, and it's an even count at 1-1 to Carlos Lee. The way we heard it, the pitching coach for the Dodgers, Rick Honeycutt, had gone to the mound and warned Kenley Jansen about the possibility of a double steal, but the Astros saw the opportunity to pull that off, and they did. Line shot caught at third by Miles. Throw back to second. Double play. Carroll was right there to take the throw from Miles on a 5-4 double play, and it's no runs, 2 hits with 1 man left. A scorcher. 1-0 Houston. first pitch of the game by Ted Lilly, and it's a good day for them to settle in and enjoy indoor baseball with the air conditioning on a warm day outside. Meanwhile, Anewi Rodriguez has retired 7 in a row. The Dodgers have only one base runner through 3. That was a 2-out walk to James Loney in the first. Jamie Carroll worked the count full before he hit a fly ball to center field in that first inning. Carroll's from Evansville, Indiana. He went to the University of Evansville.
Well, it's Mattingly's hometown.
It's true.
Andy Bennis pitched at that college.
Sure did. Major talents. Up the right field line, Hunter Pence going over, sliding, and Hunter will make a play. Tremendous play. The second time he's made a play like that this year, sliding into the barrier to apply the brakes.
Perfectly played, because at some point you got to pull up and leave your feet as the foul line merges with the wall out there. And that is just beautifully done. Make the play and come out of it unscathed. Can't afford to lose him.
That's 1 out. Loney the batter now. He drew a walk and stole a base in the first inning. Outstanding work by Hunter Pence. Jeff Bagwell pointed out the last time Hunter made that play, Jeff was on with us on a Saturday night at home, and even though that wall is padded, there's concrete at the bottom of it, like a little curb, so it's not entirely a risk-free play when you try to make a sliding catch, and he went into the wall pretty hard there. There's a real art to a play like that, though. Timing the slide, still being able to get the baseball. Out towards center field, Michael Bourne is waiting. Well, you talked about the first major league start for Anewi Rodriguez. 5 innings of 1-hit shutout ball at Cincinnati. He got a no decision in that one, and the Astros lost it 3-2, even though he had a 2-0 lead. And this one's looking strong again.
Yeah, well, this one, you know, the last one and this one, the most impressive. I thought in that his first 2 starts, he was kind of humping that fastball up there, made a lot of mistakes over the middle of the plate. He got away with them in the first start. The second start, he did not. Both of those were against the Reds. And since then, he's settled in and started to mix in the breaking ball a little bit more, and just seems to be more comfortable, which is what you would expect for a young guy. You know, just a couple of major league starts under his belt. What he did in Toronto and what he's doing here this afternoon is very impressive.
Matt Kemp has a 1-1 count. It's 1-0 Astros on a leadoff first inning homer by Michael Bourne. It's a 1-2 situation now for Kemp.
And back upstairs with a heater.
2 balls, 2 strikes in that game at Cincinnati, his first major league start. Anewi left with a 2-0 lead. The Astros got 2 in the third, and the Reds won it with 3 in the bottom of the 9th. So that took a decision away from him. Bouncer, first hit off the bat of Kemp, goes to left field, and a 2-out single gives the Dodgers their first hit of the day.
Kemp having a very good year, quite possibly an all-star year. 11 home runs, 30-plus RBIs. And he can steal a base for you, too.
He sure can. He has 13 of those this year. Jay Gibbons, the batter. Gibbons struck out earlier. Kemp draws the throw. Kemp hit his 100th career homer and got the baseball back from that home run Monday night. Talked with the fan for a while. 81% of the time he's tried to run, he's made it. Gibbons puts it up in the air, and shortstop Angel Sanchez is calling. It's no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, 1-0 Houston in the 4th.
Time now to introduce you to our progressive fans of the game, and I've got an entire group of really smart kids from Cushing just outside of Nacogdoches. Tell me why you're all here and why I just called you so smart.
Because we all had the highest percentage passing our tax.
So you got rewarded by coming out to an Astros game?
Yes.
I know you guys are having a great time. What's been your favorite part of the day so far?
Watching number 46 catch right underneath there.
Number 46. We've got different opinions on some of the ones they're watching, but they are all watching someone. And, we've got a pitcher here on Cushing's baseball team. Believe it or not, his name is Jeremy Robertson. I told him we had a Jeremy Robertson here, but he's paying close attention to Rodriguez. And tell me what you think today so far.
He's throwing his heart out. And,
yeah, that's it. That's your big synopsis.
What?
Yeah, I thought you guys were smart. No, they've all made signs. You guys hold up your signs for Mom. Show them your signs. Congratulations, Cushing. You guys are progressive fans of the game. This is for you. Have a safe trip back, and thanks for coming to the game, guys.
Thank you, Patty. 0-2 the count on Chris Johnson. He bounces one. Ted Lilly's there to snag it. Throw him out. 1 out in the home 4th inning. Jeremy Robertson.
Yeah, I remember Jeremy he won 15 games.
Sure did.
As a rookie.
Then he was traded to Cleveland.
Yeah, Willie Tavares deal. Spent very little time in the big leagues after that.
Brett Wallace made a strong bid for a hit with a bouncer up the middle, but Jamie Carroll diving to his right smothered it and threw out Wallace. Brett entered this game a .397 hitter here at Minute Maid Park this year. That's the top home batting average in the league. Strike one to Brett. Lefty on lefty. Brad Mills was asked about his pattern of playing Brett Wallace against lefty pitching. He said, I told Brett in spring training he wouldn't play against all lefties, but we know he can hit left-handers. It's just a case usually of wanting to get a right-handed hitter in who hasn't had much playing time. And in the case of earlier in this series, Clayton Kershaw starting Monday night, it was a case of Brett not starting, Carlos Lee playing first, and Jason Michaels in left field.
Yeah. Trying to give Jay Mike some at-bats, get him out in the field a little bit. Lilly, a lefty who typically has not dominated left-handed hitting over the years. As a matter of fact, he's been better against righties with that high fastball, straight changeup combination. His breaking ball is good, but not great.
Wallace bounces one slowly. Carroll in for this one. 2 outs.
birthdays. How about that? Bob Nepper celebrating birthday today. How old's Nepp? What's the math? 57. Wow. Mike Myers. Which Mike Myers? The actor? Count, John the Count Montefusco. Karen Valentine, room 222.
Yeah.
I had a crush on her. The great Lindsay Nelson. Jules de Geyer, the great Belgian poet. De Geyer would be the proper way. Jules de Geyer.
Okay. Did you ever read any of his poems?
He did. He wrote Once Upon the River Quah.
Okay. That sounds like something we should all try to read as soon as possible. Bill Hall at the shortstop in the second inning. Once Upon the River Quah.
There's about
what?
nine different combinations going on in there.
That sounds really intriguing. No balls and 2 strikes. Bill Hall's down on strikes to end the 4th inning with a score of 1-0 Astros.
Where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. Don't forget, you can join the Astros for the Race for the Pennant 5K Run Walk presented by the Methodist Hospital in partnership with the JLH Foundation this Monday, Memorial Day. All participants will receive 2 free tickets to an Astros home game, and proceeds benefit the Astros in Action Foundation. To register, visit astros.com.
And before you take part in that race for the pennant, eat just what that little guy's eating right there.
That is very nutritious.
It really is something that will get you primed for that race.
And he's making me very hungry. Brownie and JD, take it. I think I need to get something to eat.
Yeah, he's good for a while there.
Oh, yeah, he's all set. It's 1-0 Astros. Naomi Rodriguez facing Deanna Navarro. Navarro struck out in the second inning. That's ball 1. Jay Happ went 5 innings last night. The bullpen was superb for the Astros. 4 innings of 3-hit shutout ball. Bunted, and it's a beauty. Barehanded Chris Johnson throwing. Safe. CJ did everything humanly possible, but Navarro got it in a really good spot for hit number 2 for the Dodgers.
CJ back there, not anticipating this bump, but he comes hard, makes a good play. Navarro just beats it.
The Dodger catcher is led off by reaching, and it's Jerry Sands coming up. Sands hit the first grand slam of his career last night with a strikeout today. He's still 6 for his last 14 with 2 homers, 5 runs batted in. Strike 1 to Sands. Had big numbers in the minor leagues for the Dodgers last year, totaling 35 home runs and 93 runs batted in between Great Lakes and Chattanooga. Foul back.
Got away with one there.
Sure did. Sands' grand slam was the second by a rookie this year. Florida's Scott Cousins hit one, and the first for a Dodger rookie since James Loney hit one in '06. It was a game for Loney in which he drove in 9 runs at Colorado. Sands' slam was only the 6th by a Dodger rookie since 1974. Special moment for a hitter. Driving in 4 with 1 swing of the bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Red Sox beat the Indians 14-2 in Cleveland. Sands swings and misses, and that is out number 1. Twice he has whiffed. That's 5 in the game for Rodriguez.
And Navarro speedy enough to drop down a bunt for a base hit. Maybe Don Mattingly would be inclined to play a little hit and run with his combination. Miles, a good handler of the bat, doesn't hit for power. Maybe thinking about starting a base runner here. Get a little something going. In case you're wondering, that was Navarro's first bunt hit this year.
Aaron Miles looks at it. It's ball 1. The third baseman who hit a fly ball to center first time up. John Lester is a 7-game winner with Boston beating Cleveland today 14-2. Lester went to 7-1. Beat Mitch Talbot, who's 1-1. Pedroia, Crawford, Saltalamacchia, and Ortiz all going deep. The Red Sox, Ortiz hit his 10th. So there are about 9 6-game winners in the National League who are tied for the league lead. 7 wins by May 26th. That's a pretty nice pace. And that's first 7-game winner in the majors this year. Strike, and it's a 1 ball 1 strike count to Miles. Lester and the Red Sox will be here July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Red Sox came into play a half game behind the Yankees in the American League East. The Yankees lead Toronto 7-3. They're in the 7th. Tightly bunched group there in the AL East. Who's hot, who's not. Boy, Granderson's having a month.
He is. Line drive goes foul. 1-2 to Miles.
There it is. Who's hot and who's not. Tulowitzki is not. John Danks. It's not a horrible ERA, but he hasn't won. And Nunez has been perfect, I think, for the Marlins so far this year.
I believe you're right.
Last time I checked, he had not blown one yet.
Marlins will be at Los Angeles starting Friday night. It's a 3-game series. Bouncer up the middle. Sanchez can't reach it. It's under his glove and on through into center field for a single for Miles. It's 1st and 2nd and 1 out for Lilly now.
That's a play that Barmas probably makes for you. Sanchez doesn't quite have the range as Barmas out there, and stays down. Maybe he nabs it.
Yeah. Stretching forward, and it did not come up. So now 2 men on and 1 out, and it's Lilly batting. Lilly lined to shortstop in the 3rd. Mark Teixeira hit his 13th today for the Yankees. Andrew Jones has hit a couple to give him 4. And they lead the Blue Jays 7-3 in the 7th. Three hits, no runs allowed by Aneoye Rodriguez for 4 1/3 innings. Lilly around to bunt. Wallace and Johnson coming in. Lays off, snap throw to second, and the tag safe. Leonard Navarro drew a pickoff throw.
That's for Navarro, he's got to make sure he can beat a play to third base, so he's got to get a good secondary lead. That's why the responsibility for it. We're in a bunt situation with a man on second. If the ball's in the zone, you've got to make sure you bunt it. That one was not. That's where the base runner really gets hung out to dry.
Bunted, and Tolles will throw to first, and Bill Hall takes that throw and a sacrifice from 2 to 4. Navarro to third, Miles to second. We go to Greg Lucas.
Well, that means it's time for AT&T Trivia. Here's our question today. The Astros have turned 9 triple plays in team history. What player was part of more of them than any other?
Okay. Triple plays.
Glenn Davis.
Actually, having a first baseman is not a bad call, but it's wrong.
All right. Was it another first baseman?
I will say no, it was not.
Okay. Roger Metzger.
Wow.
That was a pure guess.
It was a correct pure guess. We'll show that to the people.
He also hit a lot of triples, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He was part of 4, the first 4 in Astro history. Ken Caminiti was part of 3 for the number 2 answer. Roger Metzger, 4 of them. The last Astro triple play was pulled off at Philly back in 04. Innsburg to Kent to Lamb. Remember the classic?
Yep.
Around the horn.
I remember Morgan talking about that after the fact, that he had anticipated that possibility, which is usually the case on a triple play. Two balls, no strikes. He had thought, well, if I get a ground ball that takes me to my right, close to the base at third, I'm going to start a triple play, and that's the way it happened.
Fielders out there always contemplate, what do I, if it's hit to me, if it's hit to my left, my right, where am I going with the ball? Who's on base, how many outs, how fast are the base runners? Kind of do a little check each time, go through the kind of the inventory of all the different possibilities.
And earlier this year, the Astros almost had a triple play, but they couldn't get the catch at first base. Uh-oh, what's going on here now? Jeff Nelson getting upset over the Dodger bench. Rick Honeycutt, arms folded, is the pitching coach. Jeff Pentland is the hitting coach. 3 balls and a strike. Sure who was doing the complaining there.
It looked like he's saying he's fine. I don't know if maybe they were trying to accuse Rodriguez of balking or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I do know this much. The first time in this ball game, he's been under any kind of pressure with a couple of men on base, and he has really slowed his tempo down. And what you like to see is a pitcher stay in rhythm regardless of the situation. Obviously, with a couple guys on, you want to, you don't want to rush things, but that quick tempo he was using earlier really served him well.
Now he's fallen behind 3-1. 2 men on and 2 out. Bouncer shortstop. Montez with a throw over to Wallace. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men stranded. 1-0 Houston. Showing you Hunter Pence with an excellent sliding catch. It took him into the right field wall on Jamie Carroll's fly ball in the 4th inning.
Yeah, literally doing more on defense.
Yeah. Now at Minute Maid Park with the new El Grande scoreboard out there, the high definition video screen showing you what the fans see. It's 1-0 with J.R. Tolles coming up for the 2nd time. He doubled to the left field corner in the 2nd inning. That snapped an 0 for 32 for J.R. Got him off the interstate at 197 and several points above a 200 batting average. Pitcher spot is due up next. Lilly comes inside. There's ball 1 from Ted.
And Willie Mays went 1 for 26 when he first came to the big leagues. 0 for 21. Hit a home run off Warren Spahn and then went 0 for 5 the next day.
Fly ball. Shortstop for Carl under it and shallow left. 1 out for Lilly.
Spahn said, boy, if it hadn't been for me, we might have been able to get rid of him forever. Might have sent him out. Maybe we wouldn't have to deal with Willie Mays for the next 20 years.
That's an Eloy Rodriguez. Popped short in the 2nd inning. Lilly beat the Astros in 09 in all 4 of his starts against Houston. It's ball 1 for Ted.
One of those guys, a little bit sneaky with his deliveries, got that little hitch, turns his back to you. Just continues to work the upper reaches of the strike zone with that 86 to 88 mile-an-hour fastball.
He won 1 game here in 09 despite allowing 4 home runs. Won the game for the Cubs 11 to 6. He gave up homers to Jeff Keppinger, Lance Berkman, George Rodriguez, and Kazuo Matsui. Is that Alicia Nevins?
I was going to say, she looks familiar.
Looks like Alicia. Didn't know she was here from Dallas. Chopped to third base, broken bat. And Miles takes care of out number 2. Alicia used to work for the Astros. She's been working for the Rangers, I believe, in recent years. She might have taken another job since then.
Balloon artist.
2 outs now, and it's Michael Bourne.
You know, you did that interview for our pregame with Rick Monday about the draft, and that's why it's fun to watch these games. Ted Lilly, if he were in the amateur draft this year with his stuff, he'd probably be about a 20th round draft pick. He's been a very good major league pitcher for a good long while.
That's true. Fun to watch it work out. Lilly was a 23rd rounder, 96. He's going to have a pre-draft tryout. I believe it's tomorrow here at Minute Maid Park. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's something they've done the last few years under Vice President of Scouting Bobby Heck. He's one of the assistants to the general manager, Ed Wade. Try to get a look at players on the field, and that's certainly voluntary. But the Astros have been able to pick up some things from bringing those players into Minute Maid and working them out prior to the draft. Spotlight Michael Bourne tonight at 9. Patty Smith Show. Lilly pounds away but just misses it. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So you can watch Modern Family and Michael Bourne.
Oh,
the same night.
Okay. Chop to the left side for call. Got him. Very close call at first base for Marty Foster. Fans are booing the call. It's 1-0 Astros after 5.
treating you like family. We got something special that you can be following thanks to FoxSportsHouston.com. It's the 5A Region 2 high school baseball semifinals from Baylor. We got a couple of matchups: Klein versus Garland Rowlett. Klein Oak, Patty Smith's husband is football coach and athletic director, versus Dallas Jesuit. There you see the times. They've got some other games as needed. Just check with FoxSportsHouston.com and you can follow the action.
Thanks, Craig. There is strike one to Jamie Carroll leading off the 6th inning. Hunter Pence made that fabulous catch on his line drive in the 4th. Earlier he flied to center. That bounces for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count for an AOE Rodriguez, who gave up a bunt single to Navarro and a single to Miles up the middle in the 5th inning. But then, after a sacrifice bunt moved the runners along, he got for call on a grounder to shortstop. It was a really close call on Michael Bourne's bouncer in the bottom of the 5th inning. For call threw Michael out. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. .85 pitches for Rodriguez to this point.
Getting a little loose here. Again, Carroll not a power hitter. You want to be aggressive with him. Looks like he's shooting for that outside corner and just pulling the ball a little too far across his body. Spiked that one pitch through a 55-footer and then missed badly away. Back-to-back offerings. There you go.
3-2 now. He threw 90 pitches 2 starts ago against the Mets. That's as high as an Astro. Made several relief outings before he got the opportunity to move into the rotation, with Nelson Figueroa being designated for assignment. Bounced and knocked down, and AOE gets the out at first.
Nice comeback to get Carroll and get those table setters before the middle of the order comes up. Nelson Figueroa, to his credit, has gone down to AAA and pitched well. We may see him again this year. Who knows? Won't make a fielding video on this one, but he got the job done. Knock it down, fall on it, kick it, whatever you got to do, as long as you get him out.
James Loney walked, stole a base in the 1st inning, hit a fly ball to center in the 4th. Ball 1. Nelson Figueroa got the start for Oklahoma City last night. Allowed 2 runs on 7 hits in 6 2/3 innings, and he won that game 5-2 over Fresno. 1 ball, 1 strike. The save went to David Carpenter. It's his 2nd save. He's been promoted recently from AA Corpus Christi, and he's made 6 appearances for the Red Hawks, saving both of his opportunities. Chris Johnson comes over. J.R. Tolles is there as well. Johnson handles out number 2. Michael Bourne led off the Astros first with a home run. First ever leadoff home run for Michael. And that made it 1-0 very quickly on the first pitch of the game by Lilly. A double by Tolles with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Snapped his 0-for-32. Eventually a very good sliding play on Carroll in the 4th. The Astros lead it 1-0 behind the starting pitcher with 5 strikeouts. Now with 2 outs, it's Matt Kemp. Kemp singled to left in the 4th after striking out in the 1st. Colby Clemens had a couple of hits last night for Oklahoma City. Here's ball 1. Red Hawks are now 20-25. Corpus Christi had a day off yesterday. That's a fly ball left field. It's in the air. It's headed for the seats. And Kemp takes the tour. He's tied at 1-1. Second home run of the series for Matt Kemp, number 12 of the season.
There's not a lot of firepower in this Dodger lineup right now with Ethier on the bench, but Kemp certainly is the man in the middle of that order. With 2 outs, nobody on in the 6th inning, you're not going to tiptoe around him. But last inning in this, Anuri has spun off a few pitches. That front shoulder flying off a little bit, and he's left a couple breaking balls on the inner half and up a little bit, and I think that's what happened here. Still have to hit it, and Kemp, a nice swing on it. Second home run of the series for Kemp.
Strike to Jay Gibbons. Gibbons has struck out and popped a shortstop. Big start for Kemp this season. It's 1-1. Dodgers are 11th in the league in homers. They've hit 36 and Kemp has 12 of those. In the air, and Chris Johnson goes back toward the stands. Snag another foul pop. He got 2 of those in the inning. The Kemp homer here in the top of the 6th ties it 1-1.
To support youth baseball leagues in your local community. If you would like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswired.com. And I want to give a quick shout out to one of our biggest fans at home who never misses a game, Mr. Merlin Bruce. He's out there watching. Merlin, thank you for watching, and we love you. Guys?
Very good, Patty. It's 1-1 now. Ted Lilly in a tie ball game. He has not walked anybody. He's fan 2. And he's allowed 5 hits through 5. The Michael Bourne leadoff homer, the only blemish on Lilly's record so far. Angel Sanchez takes strike 1. He is 1 for 2. Some to right in the 3rd after a fly ball to right in the 1st.
The walks is probably a big difference in Ted Lilly's game, probably the big difference in his game over the last few years. When he was with Toronto before joining the Cubs, he walked a lot of batters. Year after year, that number comes down.
Wilton Lopez is getting loose for Houston. Bunted and fielded by Miles. 1 out. That bunt was a little hard for Sanchi, and Miles had a chance to come in and take it on 1 hop.
So the angle of the bat had dropped down a little bit, so he got underneath that ball and popped it up as opposed to getting on top of the ball. Rolling it out there to Miles. Had a lot of air under it. Miles closed quickly, made a nice play.
Miles takes care of that one. Now it's Hunter Pence. He's single to right in the 3rd after grounding out to 3rd base. Lilly delivers ball 1. Hunter puts it in the air, and Loney comes in from first base. Barrow's over. 2 outs.
That's the worst feeling in the world for a hitter. Get a foul pop up and you just have to stand there and watch. You can't leave. You can't head back to the dugout until they make the play.
Yeah.
But you know your fate is pretty much sealed. Especially when you're indoors and there's no wind effect.
Wilton Lopez, 29 pitches last night, working an inning and a third.
He's throwing in earnest out there, so it looks like he will be the man in the 7th.
Carlos Lee is singled and lined into a double play. So that means unless the Astros can rally and put something on the board here, and AOE Rodriguez would not be getting his first major league win if he came out of this game. But maybe Carlos will hit one where Kemp did. It's 1-1.
It's possible Lopez is throwing down there just to get a sense of how he feels and whether he's a go or not today. But just watching him, it looked like he was getting ready to come into this game.
High to left field. Is it going to stay fair for Carlos Lee? No.
Man, I thought we were getting chicken.
He was up on his right leg, leaning to his right. He did everything he could with the body English, and it still didn't work. Chicken sandwich would have been good for that day off tomorrow, but it just hooked. On the curveball, it's lined to left field. That one bangs off the wall on a bounce. Carlos for second. Here's the throw, and it's there early, but it's offline. He's safe. Sands throws to the infield side of the bag, and Carlos wound up with his 9th two-base hit.
Boy, 3 good at-bats for Carlos today. Good single up the middle in the first. Hit a rocket in the third, a lineout that turned into a double play. But now this double, and we'll take a look pitch by pitch. As Lily works him first up with the fastball, and then pretty much right down Broadway. Another high heater. This is the one that just missed, so he tries the curveball, and that's not fooling anybody. Talked earlier about all the looks Carlos has had off Lily over the years. 46 at-bats now for Carlos against Ted. Let's take a look and see how close. That close. Good call. Good aggressive base running with 2 outs. Even if you get thrown out there on a close play, it's not a bad play.
Hit number 6 for the Astros. Carlos with a couple of those. Chris Johnson will be the batter. Now Rick Honeycutt comes out to join the conference with Navarro and Lilly. First base open. Lefty hitting Brett Wallace on deck. Both these hitters, Johnson and Wallace, are 0 for 2 today against Lilly.
How do you feel with the lefty on deck? You want to go after Johnson here, or do you want to put him on and go after the left-handed hitter?
Johnson hit a fly ball to center in the first. He grounded back to Lilly in the 4th. Chris has driven in 6 runs in his last 5 games.
Conversation probably different with a veteran like Lilly on the mound than it might be with a younger guy. With a younger guy, you might go out there and say, hey, here's what we're going to do. With a guy like Lilly, it might be, here's what we're thinking. What are you thinking?
It'll be lefty on lefty. Johnson gets the free pass. Wallace almost had a hit in the 2nd inning. Hit a ground ball up the middle, but Carroll made a spectacular play to throw him out. And then a routine play went to Carroll again in the 4th off the bat of Brett Wallace. So as he comes up now, he has a chance to give the Astros the lead again.
Yeah, see the intentional walk. They current a little Aretha Franklin singing Respect. I like it.
Wallace is hitting .267 coming into this game against Southpaws. 1 RBI, 30 at bat. Now down to .250 with the 0 for 2 in this game. But the Astros feel very good about Brett Wallace against left-handers. That's strike 1 for Lilly. Crawford had 4 hits for the Red Sox today in their big win over the Tribe. Wallace looks at it. It's a 1-1 count to Brett.
Right off the bat, trying to keep him honest. He throws that little slider over the outside edge for strike 1, and then just in case he's peeking out there, throws a fastball in under the hands. Doubling up.
In tight for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, we've seen a lot of pitchers try to crowd Brett Wallace. Brett has backed off the plate about 3 or 4 inches since earlier this year. That gives him the ability to catch more balls over the inner half of the plate on the barrel of his bat. And he's taken a lot of those inside pitches for balls. Grounds that one foul, third base side. It's 2-2.
He has struggled this year with runners in scoring position, and normally Brett gives you a good patient at bat, but I think an opportunity to drive in a run, especially a big run like this, bottom of the 6th tie game. A lot of hitters are going to come out of their game a little bit to try to deliver that run. Alford had a bad ball there. He's been nails. He's hitting like 450 or something when he leads off an inning.
2:31 with men in scoring position for Wallace. That's ball 3. Full count with Bill Hall on deck. Never homered off a lefty. With 2 outs and a 3-2 count, Carlos Lee will be headed for third. Chris Johnson will be on his way towards second on the next pitch. Wallace up the middle. Lilly has it. To end the 6th inning with no runs a hit, 2 men stranded. It's 1-1 through 6.
By Sonic, America's Drive-In. It's new, it's better, it's the new Sonic Good. And by your Texas Sport dealers. Got a couple of quick college baseball tournament updates for you. Things not going well for Texas. They're losing to Missouri 6-3. Control yourself, Brownie. They're losing to Missouri 6-3 in the 6th inning. Meanwhile, UAB has a 9-1 lead over Rice in the 5th. That is in the Conference USA tournaments.
Thanks for those updates. Our Leaders of the Game is brought to you by United. Proud to fly the Houston Astros, showing you since the loss on May 17th, the Astros bullpen has allowed 1 earned run in 19 innings. And Wilton Lopez has been a big part of that. Last night he worked an inning and a third, giving up 2 hits, no runs. Walk 1 and fam 3, so the pitch count was relatively high. 29 pitches last night for Wilton. That's Deoner Navarro.
He's one of those guys that seems to thrive on regular work. I think that's, those numbers we just showed you, the reason why Brad Mills is managing this game the way he is. He's really feeling good about the way his bullpen has worked. And Nuri gave him 6 solid innings, so he gets him into the clubhouse with a nice pack on the arm with a good pat on the back. Feel good about things.
Sanchez behind second, and a bad throw, and safe at first. Wallace came off the base and could not tag the runner Navarro because he had already passed by the time Brett was able to catch that errant throw from Angel Sanchez.
We'll get a good look at it here. This bounding ball is cut off by Sanchez. Had to hurry the throw and just did not make an accurate throw. Coming from that low arm angle, sailed on him a little bit. They ruled the base hit.
Hit number 5 for the Dodgers. Navarro's had 2 of those.
That's something Sanchez has been working on too, because he likes to come straight over the top when he throws the ball from shortstop. But there are times where you have to come sidearm when you're in a hurry, and he's been working on that. But it's not his natural, throw. Some guys, it just comes natural to make that play. It has not been the case for him.
Lefty Sergio Escalona is warming up for Houston. Sands has a 1-1 count. Miles, the number 8 hitters on deck. Then the pitcher's spot would come up. And with Andre Ethier available on the bench and having pinch hit for the first 2 games of this series, it would appear that Escalona is getting ready for that possibility that Ethier will bat. Mike McDougall is warming up for Los Angeles. 2-1. Lanky right-hander's been in both the first 2 games of this series.
Boy, that Dodger pen last night.
Ooh,
they were all throwing 95 plus.
Pretty impressive young arms. De La Rosa and Guerrero at the end. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Heard a story about Ruby De La Rosa being called up. He was at Double-A, Jacksonville, I believe. Got the call from his manager about 1 in the morning to come to his room. He was really scared. He didn't know what that was all about. And of course, he had been pitching very well as a starter, but it was to inform him that he was headed for Houston to join the Dodgers. He was surprised. Still 2-2 to Sands.
Most minor league managers will tell you that's the best part of their job.
Yeah.
They get to send a guy to the big leagues, especially a player for the first time. And they usually mess with them. They usually kind of pretend they're mad about something. Or
Strike 3 call for Lopez. Strikeout number 6 for Astros pitching.
See, and again, this game proving itself to be so difficult. Sands the hero yesterday with the grand slam. 3 punch-outs today.
And that happened with Bill Hall going 4 for 4 Monday night, then 0 for 4 with 3 punch-outs last night and an error. Aaron Miles is 1 for 2. And Aoe Rodriguez in 6 innings allowed 4 hits, 1 run, walking 1, fanning 5. Very good start for him.
Through 96 pitches, 59 of those were strikes. Yeah, this has been kind of impressive, the evolution here for Rodriguez. Last couple starts, he has really pitched, really used his stuff, commanded his stuff, and really mixed in his breaking stuff to go along with that good heater.
He's to the point now of seizing this opportunity to be one of the 5 Houston starters. Bouncer up the middle, deflected. Sanchez steps on second, throws to first in time for a double play.
I call him safe at second.
Oh,
He came up short when he reached for the bag.
okay.
Thank goodness they got the out at first.
Bill Wilkie on the safe call at second base. Now Brad Mills is on his way out. Didn't see that safe call, but now there will be a runner at second and 2 outs.
He never got there. You can read his lips. I'm sure about it. He never got there, and Brad just wanting an explanation. See, stretches for the bag. Might have been caught a break at first too. And he's got a great look at it. Go for it.
That's close.
I think he was safe at first.
Well, what looked like a double play was not. It was an out at first base from 6-3. Navarro safe at second, and now Ted Lilly's going to bat in this 1-1 game with 2 outs and a runner at second, or is he? Let's see now. Now he's headed back toward the dugout after walking up to home plate. That has bought some time. And it looks like Andre Ethier coming out.
I'm not so sure I would use Ethier here, because there's a pretty good chance he won't get to swing the bat.
That's true. They could put him on.
Well, and I guess what Mattingly would tell you, he'd rather have Furcal with his RBI than any of the other pinch hitters he's got on the bench, and that's the likelihood of what he's going to get. Let's take one more look. He knows he's got to hurry to try to get 2, so he takes that long stride to the bag, and with those looks we've had, it's just inconclusive. I guess you have to trust Welke. He was right on top of the play and had a great angle.
So Ethier is a pinch hitter for the 3rd straight game in this series. Banged into the right field wall at U.S. Cellular Sunday, and that's why he has not been in the lineup. He's hitting .311 with 4 homers, 22 runs batted in for Ethier. Ethier had a big pinch RBI single Monday night. Last night he drew a pinch intentional walk, and he'll get another one here. Even though the lefty pitcher Escalona's been warming up, Lopez will stay in the game now, and it'll be Furcal.
Yeah, those are all the decisions these managers had to deal with. What matchup ultimately are you willing to live with if you're Don Mattingly and Brad Mills? Mattingly's hands are somewhat tied on his bench. Aside from Ethier, he had Tony Gwynn from the left side, and then right-handed hitters Castro, Barajas, and Mitchell. Barajas hasn't played all series. He's banged up. Castro and Mitchell not particularly good hitters. So he sends Ethier up there, knowing full well the Astros were likely to walk him, but Furcal, a solid major league hitter, of course, is going to get an opportunity to give the Dodgers this lead.
Lopez faced Furcal last night and got him on a called 3rd strike.
Brad Mills, the decision he had to make, well, do I want Escalona to face Ethier, or do I want Lopez to face Furcal? And obviously this is what he had in mind.
Close one, called ball 1 by Jeff Nelson. Ted Lilly threw 79 pitches, 51 for strikes in 6 innings, allowing the Astros 6 hits, 1 run. He had 1 walk. It was to Chris Johnson. Little tap. Lopez over. Bare hands. Throws. A stretch by Wallace. He got him. Oh, so close, and a big play for Lopez. No runs. 1 hit. 2 men left. That's the out that keeps this game tied 1-1.
Early for the Bayou Bash celebration before the game and stick around for the free post-game concert with Jeremy Camp. It's a big Saturday. Visit Astros.com for tickets. Brownie?
Well, we had a little confusion among the Dodger players. Andre Ethier ran out to right field, and now he's run in. And Jay Gibbons has stayed in the game to play right field. And Brad Mills is talking with Jeff Nelson, the home plate umpire, asking what gives. Mike McDougall is the change. He's on the mound for the bottom of the 7th inning. There's Ethier out and right. Now he's come back in.
He'll do anything to get in the lineup. He's a gamer. Ethier obviously thought there was a double switch. And obviously that was not the case.
Bill Hall leads it off. He's 0 for 2. McDougall throws, and there's ball 1 at 94. From the 34-year-old right-hander McDougall, a first-round pick of Kansas City at 99. From Las Vegas, who went to Wake Forest. Former Demon Deacon is upstairs with that one. It's 2 balls, no strikes for McDougall. 0-1 with a 1.59 ERA.
Tall, lanky guy with kind of a funky delivery.
Yeah, the way he takes that ball out of his glove.
Goes hard. He reminds me of Sid Finch.
Sid Finch.
Fictitious right-hander that George Plimpton wrote about in Sports Illustrated so many years ago.
Was he herky-jerky?
He was, you know, I think he was angular.
Two and 2. Lilly in 6 innings, allowing 6 hits, 1 run, had 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. J.R. Tolles is on deck. Pitcher's spot is due up 3rd for the Astros, who have Jeff Fulcino warming up. Hall's down on strikes. That's 1 out. Now it's Tolles who doubled to left in the 2nd and popped short in the 5th.
Dodgers bullpen have had their problems this year, but we've seen some very good arms come out of that pen for Don Mattingly. As we mentioned earlier last night, McDougall, those 2 youngsters, and all of them throw 95, 96, at times 97 miles an hour.
Jason Michaels is in the on-deck circle with Tolles batting. Bunting, he fouls it, strike 1. McDougall has allowed a .232 batting average. Came in as a non-roster invitee to spring training. Very, very good spring. 10 scoreless innings and 11 appearances with a couple of saves. 0-2. He was with the Cardinals for 25 games last year. The guy who's had 70 career saves. Fulcino for Houston. Line to left field, and that's a hit in front of Sands. Tolles is coming back. He snapped the 0 for 32, and now he's 2 for 3. No 2 pitch very much to his liking.
McDougall tried to come back with the same breaking ball he threw Hall, but this one backed up on him, stayed on the plate. JR made him pay for it.
He's aboard for Jason Michaels, pinch hitting for Wilton Lopez. Lopez in 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, had 1 intentional walk and 1 strikeout. Michaels in this 1-1 game, coming off his 6th start of the year Monday night. J. Mike 0 for 3 in that game Monday night. He gets ball 1. .223 is his career pinch hit average with 7 homers. He's driven in 44. Slowed by a left shoulder injury, which forced him onto the disabled list, and he came back in mid-May. He missed 14 games while he was out with that injury. Had some rehab time in the minor leagues. Speaking of rehab time, this could be the final rehab game in the minor leagues for Jeff Keppinger tonight for Oklahoma City. Tomorrow's a day off for the Astros. He could be activated and return to the Astros as early as Friday. The Astros are keeping very tight-lipped about their plans. First of all, they want to make sure that he gets through that game healthy tonight. And if he doesn't, there won't be any change in the present 25-man roster. Strike makes it 1-1. Kepinger's been playing exclusively second base at AAA Oklahoma City as he's made his way back from foot surgery. And last year he was a very good second baseman, steady, and a number 2 hitter. What his role will be on this year's club has not yet been revealed. That's close. It's 2 balls and a strike for McDougal.
The plan for Jeff Keppinger this year was to be an extra guy, play all around the infield for you, give you a good tough at bat as a pinch hitter, and pick up some playing time at second and short and third. But because the Astros have struggled to score runs, they have a lot of guys who have struggled offensively. Keppinger may come up here and be given an opportunity to claim an everyday job.
Now it's 3-1 to J. Mike.
Imagine at the outset, Millsy will work him in a little bit and just see how it goes.
That would make sense. Michaels is 1 for 2 against McDougal with a walk.
Go ahead and hit one out of here, J. Mike.
Nope. He takes a walk. Runners at first and second for Michael Bourne now. Second walk for Dodger pitching.
First one was the intentional pass to CJ.
McDougal in this double play situation, pointing to Rafael for call. Michael Bourne homered. He struck out and grounded out. Guerrero's warming up for the Dodgers. Rick Honeycutt has made several trips to the mound in this series.
First pitch of the ball game from Ted Lilly. Michael Bourne knocks it into the seats. The Astros had 1 run on 1 pitch. The Dodgers didn't get their first hit until 64 pitches into the game. But here we stand, 1-1.
Guerrero, who came in last night for his first major league save, had a 1-2-3 ninth. After Ruby De La Rosa had a 1-2-3-8 with a couple of strikeouts, 2 outstanding young arms. Now McDougal versus Bourne. Dodgers have Carroll and Kepto up in the 8th. Angel Sanchez is on deck. Upstairs, ball 1. Dodger relievers with a 4.88 ERA have really struggled. But in this series, we have seen those good young arms JD talked about. Bourne smacks one. There's Loney throwing to second, and the relay throw to first. Safe. McDougal over there. He kept it from getting by him. And Tolles reaches third on out number 2, going from 3 to 6, forcing Michaels.
And very difficult to turn that double play with Michael Bourne going down the line. 2 long throws from first to second and then back all the way across. But it was sharply hit. You see, J. Mike has to hang on. He might have been better off going to the bag and then trying to make a tag play on the throw to second to get Jason. You see how Jason has to back up to stay out of the way of that one. Kind of hard to sort all that out. Good athletic play there by McDougal to corral that one.
He saved the go-ahead run from scoring. Angel Sanchez is 1 for 3. Hunter Pence on deck. ball one. Rangers 2, White Sox 1. They're in the top of the 8th at Arlington.
I suspect Michael Bourne could steal this base without a throw. Man on third. I don't know if the Dodgers would risk an errant throw. Figuring it'd be hard to catch Bourne anyway.
One almost got him. 2-0. Some pitches have gotten away from McDougal. Making back-to-back appearances and just a few hours apart from each other. Last night he needed only 10 pitches to get a 1-2-3 inning. Dodger relievers had 3 perfect innings last night. This gets by, and the dive at the plate. Tolles is out.
Wow.
It kicked back to Navarro. He was able to scramble back, dive, and tag Tolles for the final out. No runs a hit. A man left. There's the way that third out is recorded in the 7th. The game stays tied 1-1. It gets by Navarro, ricochets back to him. He takes it, dives, and tags Tolles, trying to score the go-ahead run.
Just a great heads-up play by Navarro. I thought he would have been better off flipping that ball to McDougal, but he had the play in front of him, saw that he had time to get back to home plate before JR, and you can't fault JR for trying to score on a ball that goes to the backstop. Just an unlucky break as that ball kicked back to Navarro. And he was able to scramble and make the play. Now it falls to Jeff Fulcino to post a 0 here in the Dodger 8th. He works for the 24th time. He's 1-2, 3.48 ERA for Big Jeff.
21,350 the paid attendance on this Wednesday. We've seen a good game, well pitched. Now how's it going to be decided? Carroll, Loney, and Kemp come up in the 8th inning. Carroll is 0 for 3. Fly ball to center, line drive to right. Hunter Pence with that sliding catch on it, and a grounder back to the mound.
This is well, last year was referred to as the year of the pitcher by some. This year offense is even down a little bit more from last. And so it creates intriguing plays. Every base so precious, every out so important.
You know, a 3-run homer can overcome a multitude of mistakes, but there are fewer and fewer of those these days. So more of a base-by-base progression. No balls, 2 strikes. That means if you can keep a club from scoring, as Deoner Navarro just did, that could be a huge trampoline type effect. Now the Dodgers will be looking to grab the lead. White Sox are batting in the 8th, trailing the Rangers 2-1. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count for Jeff Fulcino. He gave up that game-winning homer to Brian McCann in Atlanta, but since then pitched well in St. Louis for one scoreless inning. And then Monday night he got the win here, working an inning and 2/3 of hitless ball. The Astros turning it around to get 3 in the 9th and hand him that victory, his first of the year. Anyway, that was the first win for Fulchino since September 17th last year when he beat Cincinnati. His ERA has been 3.24 in his last 19 outings. Astros relievers now have allowed just 1 earned run in their last 20 innings. And Tolles goes out. The Astros will have Sanchez, Pence, and Lee due up in the bottom of the 8th, so it's really the same for both teams. They're 2, 3, 4 hitters due to bat in the 8th. Bouncer Chris Johnson. Now
Jamie Carroll, nothing for 4 today. He's 0 for 2, drew a walk in the first. And obviously the guy you're most concerned with is now on deck, Matt Kemp.
Loney walked and stole a base in the first. He hit a fly ball in the 4th and fouled out in the 6th. Chino delivers. Boy, that looked pretty good. It's called ball 1. C.J. Wilson left with the lead for Texas. He went 6 1/3, gave up 1 earned run. They lead it 2-1. Moved his feet, and it was 2 balls, no strikes. Gavin Floyd's the pitcher for the White Sox today in Texas. They had quite a delay last night. Torrential rain came down. The fans were taken through the dugout tunnels. I understand. Michael Bourne in left center, a ball slicing, but he gets there easily. 2 outs.
Had to come in on 2-0, or at least felt like he had to. Only put a pretty good swing at it, but 2 quick outs for Fulchino.
Now it's Kemp. Let's talk about this, JD. If you're a pitcher, you talk in the meeting about the fact Kemp is the guy you don't want to beat you. You get in this situation. What's different about that? You don't worry about walking him here?
Well, yeah, to me, I'm thinking I'm just not going to give in if I get behind him. I'm going to press my advantage if I get the jump on him. But if I fall, 1-0, 2-0, I'm still going to try to hit corners.
Kemp is 2 for 3 today with a homer. Of course.
You can't get too reckless with that fastball up. He'll swing through it, but if he catches up to it, he's going to hit it a long way.
It's 0-2 to Kemp. He has a very big year underway. This is the kind of year Dodger fans have been hoping that he would have. He's had good years, but this could take it to a brand new level for Kemp. Liner, and it's a fair ball off the glove of CJ. It kicks out toward center field, and that'll be a double for Kemp on the 0-2 pitch. 3 straight hits in the game for Kemp. That's his 10th double of the year.
It seems to me when Jeff has gotten hurt this year, it's been with the split finger pitch. But this one, not a horrible pitch. It felt like he hung it up in the zone, but it was on the plate and probably wanted to throw it down and away. No balls and 2 strikes. I think Kemp broke his bat, but he still hit it pretty hard.
That's hit number 6 for the Dodgers. Kemp has 3 of those. Jay Gibbons is 0 for 3. Hunter Navarro's on deck. Kemp now we get the intentional walk. Gibbons will be headed up the first base line after 4 of these wide ones. Navarro will be batting, and he's 2 for 3. Kemp now is in double figures in homers, doubles, and steals. Be interesting to see what his totals are at the end of the year.
Look at him before the opener. He and Hunter Pence, their numbers almost identical so far in their careers. It was kind of bizarre how similar they were in terms of hits and home runs, on base plus slugging. Almost identical.
Kemp in 09 drove in 101 runs, hit 26 homers, stole 34 bases, but the year he has going right now could eclipse that. Now here's the meeting with Brad Mills and the infielders, with Navarro coming up.
Yeah, no easy decisions at this stage of the game. You know, tied 1-1, got a man in scoring position. Gibbons, you know, a more dangerous hitter than Navarro, but Navarro's having a nice series. The internal struggle you have as a manager there. Do you trust your guy? Do you let Fulcino try to pitch around Gibbons and trust him to put him on if he can't make his pitch, or do you just say, let's just put him on and go after the guy we feel more comfortable going after? And obviously Mills settled for plan B.
Navarro looks at ball 1.
Sometimes as a pitcher, you'd rather pitch to the previous hitter with the base open, knowing I'm going to try to make my pitch, and if I put him on, so be it. Doesn't have that luxury now of the open base.
Fly ball. Michael Bourne waiting in center. Fulcino's out of the 8th inning with no runs, 1 hit, 2 men stranded. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Sanchez, Pence, and Lee. It's 1-1.
At Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Just text at Bat to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details. Guys, I got to tell you, when we played with this at Bat thing, the app the other night, and ordered the food and everything, I had more comments on it. Everybody thought we were kind of just staging it and setting it up, but we actually did that real time, real credit card, and that's how fast it was. It was not staged for TV. That was reality TV.
Drayton is here today. You might want to avoid him because he might have seen his credit card the other night.
I think he should just be happy as can be. For me to just do $78 worth of minimal damage on a credit card like that is a coup in itself.
That's pretty good for you.
That's really good.
Tony Gwynn Jr. checks in left field. That moves Jerry Sands over to right field with Jay Gibbons coming out of the game. And Javi Guerrero, who was impressive last night, getting save number 1 as a major leaguer, comes into this 1-1 game.
Yeah, he was very good last night, as was Ruby De La Rosa. Both guys showing very good stuff and plenty of poise. Just a little bit of major league seasoning for De La Rosa. It was his debut, and you saw the book on Guerrero so far. Not a whole lot of work for him at the major league level.
Guerrero made his debut on May 15th. Facing Angel Sanchez, who's 1 for 3. Fouls it away. There's strike 1. Mike McDougall in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs. He had 1 walk and 1 strikeout. This Dodger bullpen, which was so effective last night. And with Billingsley, the starter, having a bases loaded situation in the 6th, combining with the bullpen, they retired the final 12 Astros in that game last night. Now McDougall struggled somewhat, but put up a 0 in the 7th.
Yeah, he's crafty. He used the old backstop play to get out of trouble.
Mark Melanson warms up for Houston.
I've seen that play since Larry Anderson. Andy did it in the game. He was the only man he faced. He only came in, the man on third, threw the ball to the backstop, covered home. They made the play, inning over, and he got the win.
2 balls and a strike for Angel Sanchez. Javi Guerrero in 14 relief appearances for Double-A Chattanooga was 1-0 with 3 saves and a 1.06 ERA. Fly ball right field. Sands. 1 out for Guerrero. Hunter Pence 1 for 3. He singled in the 3rd inning. 7-game hitting streak for Hunter. Well, if he gets another one, he'll make it 7 straight multi-hit games. Second Astro this season to have 6 straight multi-hit games, 19th in history. Carlos Lee's on deck. Javi Guerrero, a 4th round pick in the 04 draft. Tap the shortstop for call, comes right after it. 2 outs.
He's at a Ryan High School in Denton, Texas. Javi Guerrero had Tommy John surgery in 05. He's bounced back nicely.
He played in the Arizona Fall League for Don Mattingly last fall. Carlos Lee has a single and a double. He also lined into a double play.
Yeah, he's had good at bats all afternoon long. Looking for a hero. This could be the guy.
Strike 1 to him. Dodgers have Sands, Miles, and a pitcher spot due up in the 9th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the pitcher is in the 5 spot, so they have Gwynn due up in the 9th spot in the 9th inning. The double switch. Tap foul. 1-2. Melanson's getting loose. He may be the 9th inning guy. Even if it's tied. Foul back. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. See Ryan Fuentes critical of the way he was used by the Seattle skipper. Or Oakland skipper rather.
Yeah, he said something about he wasn't a good communicator or something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times that just means you don't like what was communicated to you. I said, no, you're not my closer anymore.
Out to second base. And Carroll over to Loney to send it to the 9th. Tied 1-1.
reminds us that Saturday, May 28th, the UEFA Champions League final comes to Fox with a rematch of the 2009 final as Barcelona looks for their third championship in 6 years, while Manchester United looks to avenge their 2009 defeat and claim their second title in 4 years. Fox Sports exclusive coverage of the UEFA Champions League final begins Saturday, May 28th, 1 p.m. Central in high definition on Fox.
Which team do you like in that one, Greg?
I've been a big Man U guy.
Okay. Clint Farmas is in at shortstop. And at the same time, there's a new pitcher, closer Mark Melanson, in this 1-1 game in the 9th inning. Angel Sanchez was 1 for 4 while he was in there. Melanson is 3-1 this season. His ERA is 1.93.
He's got the bottom of the order to deal with. Well, he's been awfully good. A couple hiccups along the way, but by and large, can't complain about the work you've gotten from Mark Melanson so far this year.
Jeff Fulcino in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs. He had the intentional walk and no strikeouts. So Wilton Lopez got it rolling, and now Melanson, the third reliever after Naomi Rodriguez took the club through the first 6. Now it's Jerry Sands opening the 9th inning. He struck out all 3 times. That's strike 1. Matt Guerrero is warming up for the Dodgers. Atlanta got 2 in the 11th and beat Pittsburgh 4-2 at PNC Park. George Sherrill won that one in relief, beating Jeff Karstens. Now back and it's 0-2. Craig Kimbrell got save number 14. Braves got Eric Hinsky's 5th homer, Brooks Conrad's 1st. Steve Pearce hit number 1 for the Pirates. That's line right field. Hunter Pence over and a running catch. He made 2 excellent plays in the outfield today.
Yeah, that ball hit on a line, so he didn't have a whole lot of time. But he got a real nice jump on it. May have cheated that way a step or so prior to the pitch with 2 strikes, thinking Sands would be more inclined to hit the ball the other way. I don't know for sure. I didn't see, but I saw that much, and it was a sweet play. Give up any leadoff doubles here in the 9th.
Aaron Miles singled in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3. Melanson delivers strike 1. Melanson's former club, the Yankees, beat Toronto today 7-3. Freddie Garcia going to 3-4 with a win over Jojo Reyes. Reyes is 0-4 now.
28 starts without a win. That's 1 shy of the record. No, it was 28 in the game against us. I think he's tied the record. Consecutive starts without a win. It was held by Matt Keogh.
1 ball, 1 strike. Now Matt Keogh with 28 in 78 and 79. Swing and a miss by Miles. He heads for first base, but J.R. Tolles guns him down.
So that was 28 for Reyes. He tied the record then?
Tied it.
Congratulations, JoJo.
Somehow I don't see that anybody said that to him today. Brad Arnsberg is on his way. He's going over Tony Gwynn because Gwynn just in the ball game now. Might be a little unfamiliar to Mark Melanson. And Gwynn, the sort who, if he gets on, could be running. Tony's hitting 197. He's had 76 at bats. He has no homers and 4 runs batted in. 5 steals in 6 opportunities to run. The Astros have Johnson, Wallace, and Hall coming up in the bottom half of the inning. Tony was in left field when the Astros got that game-winning hit Monday night. Hunter Pence hit it. Gwynn made a good play to field it, get to it quickly, and throw to the plate, but Michael Bourne made a fantastic slide to beat the tag. Strike to Gwynn. The Astros have had a steady diet of close ball games. 9 of their last 13 have been decided by 2 runs or less. It's a 1-1 count. Seattle shut out Minnesota at Minnesota 3-0. Eric Bedard is back. He won it. He's 3-4. Brandon Lee got his 12th save. Franklin Gutierrez hit his first homer. Gwynn on appeal to the third base umpire checked his swing.
Lance has got that good curveball this afternoon.
Tampa Bay and Detroit were postponed at Detroit. Strike, and it's 2-2. More tornadoes in Missouri today. A tornado hit Sedalia. Well, that Joplin area was devastated. A rough week for the folks in Missouri. Dodgers have 6 hits. The Astros 7. No errors in the game. Bounces. And it's ball 3.
And Gwynn thinking about that curveball. It's probably why he wasn't able to pull the trigger on that good heater. Now 3-2. I imagine Lance is going to throw him a fastball. Well, going to hook him again.
And got him. 1-2-3 in the 9th inning. Thanks to Hunter Pence's good running catch on Sands. It's 1-1. More 9th inning heroics. Stay tuned. We'll find out.
Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Well, it's hero time for the Astros as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Johnson, Wallace, and Hall do, and to call the action, here's Bill Brown with Jim Deshaies.
Thank you, Greg. Matt Guerrero is pitcher number 4 for the Dodgers. He worked effectively Monday night, coming in to hold on to a 3-1 lead in the 7th inning. He gave up a hit to Bill Hall and then got a double play ball. He's 2-2 with a 3.28 ERA.
For that close games, you come to the right place. 2 one-run games already in this series, and here we go 1-1 into the bottom half of the 9th.
Chris Johnson to lead off against Guerrero. CJ hit a fly ball to center, grounded to the mound, and drew an intentional walk. That's strike 1 from Guerrero. 31 years old, formerly with the Minnesota Twins. He joined them in 2004. Earlier in his development, he had been with the White Sox and Pirates. Minnesota claimed him on waivers. No balls, 2 strikes. He pitched in more than 70 games the last 4 years for the Twins. Primarily a setup man. Dodgers signed him to a 3-year contract as a free agent. He's got good breaking stuff.
He sure does. Good long Long arm delivery, very whip-like, and he gets a lot of spin on that breaking pitch.
Been in a lot of tight situations in his career. In the air, and the second baseman Carroll gives way to the right fielder Sands. 1 out.
Dodgers 9 runs on 19 hits in this series. The Astros 9 runs on 21 hits.
Ooh. Fred Wallace has grounded out all 3 times.
Dodgers have played errorless balls so far. The Astros have made a couple, one critical.
Bill Hall's on deck. Wallace gets underneath it, high drive to right center field, and deep, and Kemp off his glove. Wallace into second and stopping there with a deep drive. Kemp got his glove on it, but Wallace winds up with double number 14.
Almost won this ball game with one swing of the bat. He hits a lot of line drives, doesn't hit many deep fly balls like this one, but he got underneath this one and just missed driving it out of here.
Now he leaves for a pinch runner.
Like a changeup.
He sure used his own power on it. Now Bogusevic is the pinch runner for Wallace, representing the potential winning run. 14 doubles for Wallace now in the hierarchy of the leadership of the National League. Bogusevic with good wheels, hoping Bill Hall can drive him in and win the game. Hall's 0 for 3, a liner to short, 2 strikeouts. Hall got a hit Monday night off Guerrero. J.R. Tolles is on deck. Hall takes ball 1. Hall now 1 for 3 in his career against this right-hander. Fly ball, center field. Kemp waiting. 2 outs. Now what a day this could be for J.R. Tolles, who began the day 0 for his last 32. He doubled in the second, popped a short in the 5th, singled in the 7th, and then in a bid to score the go-ahead run, he was tagged out by Deoner Navarro on a ball that hit behind home plate and kicked right back to the catcher, and he made the diving play on Tolles.
It's kind of been the theme in this series that last night's hero becomes today's GOAT and vice versa. J.R., who had been struggling, 1 hit in the month of May coming into play today. 2 knocks already. That'd be a fun story if he were to deliver the game winner here.
That's ball 1. The Astros won in their final at bat for the 7th time Monday night. 4-3 on the Hunter Pence single.
Not only would it be a good story, but we'd get out ahead of rush hour traffic too.
That's a perfect afternoon. Clint Barmas is on deck. He's in the 9 spot. Both managers have tapped their benches deeply this afternoon. It's 2-0 to Tolles. Injury to Jason Castro in spring training, giving Tolles this opportunity to play this season after hitting 191 last year for the Astros in 47 at bats, and then sent down to the minors and breaking his thumb, missing most of the year. Line drive center field. Bogusevic is coming to the plate. Here's the throw from Kemp, and the Astros win it in the bottom of the 9th again.
There's our good story. Let the scrum begin.
J.R. Tolles with his third hit of the game. Began the day 0 for 32. Winds up 3 for 4 with the game winner in the last of the ninth.
How about that? 1 for May coming in. 3 knocks today, drives in the game winner. Oh, man, that has to feel so sweet for J.R. Tolles.
A third straight one-run game in this 3-game series. Here's the winner.
Ball really hit hard. Bogasevic got a nice jump. Kemp with an accurate throw is going to have a shot at him, but he just airmails this ball, and his haste probably never got a good grip on it.
He almost caught the double by Wallace, who hit a deep blast leading off, or with 1 out rather, in the ninth. Let's find out more now with Greg Lucas on the field.
I'll tell you what a way to break out of a slump.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's awesome. It was a team effort, and pitchers did well, and I was just happy to be a part of it.
I'd say 3 hits and the game-winning RBI. That's more than just a part of it.
Well, I don't know. I like to give myself credit, but not too much credit. Everybody did good, and we had some great defensive plays in right field. It was just a team effort.
Well, that was a great base hit. We also got to talk about the play at the plate. You're a catcher. You know how things can bounce off the back. You almost made it, but when the ball bounced right back to Navarro, you had no chance.
Right. I didn't know if it was going to be a little bit more to the right of him or if it was going to come back to him, so I had to keep going. So I just had to keep going. I couldn't stop.
I got to ask you one final question here. How did you persevere during that period where just nothing would fall in to keep going, and then coming out tonight and hitting 3 balls pretty well?
I just kept a good attitude, and I knew at some point it was going to fall for me. Baseball gods weren't shining on me, but now they are, and I just tried to keep my head up and knew at some point it was going to fall.
Well, sometimes it only takes 1 game to run off a pretty good streak. Let's hope that happens with you.
Yeah, let's hope, man.
J.R. Tolles, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
J.R. Tolles with a big game-winning hit. Brownie and J.D. will be back in just a moment.